I am taking $500 and buying a house with it. What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Portfolio Challenge, where we are going from a bag holder to a home owner. Starting off this challenge with just a measly $500, and through the power of cryptocurrency, I am showing you guys how you can 100x that portfolio to hopefully be enough money for a house. Albeit the down payment for a house, nonetheless, it's going to be an exciting journey. And this is the third monthly update that I have for you guys. So over this last month, a lot of things have changed both in the portfolio and in my own life. I no longer have long hair. It has been quite the month, you guys. If we go look at last month's update, you'll see that the portfolio challenge had reached $1,723 at the time of recording. If you go back even just a couple seconds from the first update of this portfolio, it was $1,185. And in both updates, I had long hair. No longer do I have that long hair. This is kind of cool. It's portfolio inception here. But I'm going to go through and the current value of this portfolio, while it has not changed much, it was a volatile month. So the current value sits at $1,881. If we go into the last month, you'll see that the high of the portfolio was at $2,133, and it actually was even slightly higher than that because I had placed a bet that the ETF would not get approved for Bitcoin. That bet cost me $100 because I bet $100 that it wouldn't get approved. And if I had won that bet, I would have won back $1,500. Or $500, excuse me. So I was hedging my portfolio. The ETF was approved. My portfolio went up in value because everything ran up a little bit. But unfortunately, I lost that $100 and I had to take it out of the portfolio manually, of course, because I couldn't keep it in the portfolio. That was just unjust. So the portfolio really, if I hadn't done that, would be at $1,981, but it's proper risk management. In my opinion, it was $100 well spent in order to give me an insurance policy on the entire $2,000 portfolio at the time. So this last month has really been flatlined, but if you go back to the start of the portfolio at $500 back in May of 2023, we have already essentially 4x'd the entire portfolio. Now, not all of that comes from coin growth, and I'm going to showcase all of the coins that are in this portfolio to you guys as long as you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notification bell, because we're live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to go over the markets and keep you guys live updates on everything. I just know that not everyone has the time to be there live with me, and so I do these wrap-ups for everyone to keep everything organized. And I think it'll be a fun journey to showcase literally taking $500 and buying a house with it. It's going to be a crazy journey. But let's get into some of the holdings in this portfolio. First thing up on this portfolio is USDC. So USDC currently sits at $918 in the portfolio. I can actually showcase to you guys, although I don't want to do that right now because it's going to show you all the coins and I don't want to spoil everything for you. But $918 of this portfolio is cash. So about 50% is currently sitting in cash. And that is because I think Bitcoin is in a very peculiar scenario right now. I think Bitcoin is going to start bleeding down a little bit, down into the mid to lower 30,000s. And so I'm trying to hedge that from happening. Now, right after the ETF was launched, Bitcoin was up at $49,000 and it came and pulled back around 21%. We know that Bitcoin dictates the entire market. Wherever Bitcoin goes, the rest of the market is going to follow. So Bitcoin falling 20% or so has been in line historically with the falls of this entire bull market so far. Every single correction that we've had for the last year and a half has been in the ballpark of 20 to 21%. We got the first one back in February, which was 21%. We got the second one, which was back in April through June, which was 20%. And then we had the third correction, which was from July till September, which again was 21%. So it is possible that this pullback was all we experienced for a correction in Bitcoin, but I want to remain slightly hedged. A lot of the altcoins are going to again bleed against Bitcoin if we go through that sort of pullback. And so just having extra cash makes it so I can sleep well at night. Now, I do have to say, before we show the next biggest position, that $200 of this cash is actually in two coins that are so small that they aren't even on CoinMarketCap yet. So I can't even add them in the portfolio. Therefore, I'm leaving it just in cash and mentally making note of it. Those two coins are CryoDAO and Axon DAO. You guys have probably heard about them if you've paid attention to anything I do on this channel. They're both decentralized science plays, which is not too dissimilar from the first coin up on this list, that is Data Lake. Data Lake is a coin that I currently have about $424 of profits in, but only $300 of a coin left in the portfolio. That's because I've taken most, if not all, of my profits off the table, so now I can just play with some of that house money, right? It's portfolio management, which, speaking of portfolio management, I skipped on without even telling you anything about USDC. If you come look at the USDC transactions that I have, you'll see that on a weekly basis, I add new money into this portfolio. Every single Sunday, I add 1% of the portfolio's value as fresh new cash into the portfolio. That's so that I can compound the compounding, right? It's cool just to take $500 and be like, oh, look, I turned this into 50 grand. But it's even cooler to actually make money. And the way that you actually make money is by putting new cash into your portfolio every single week or every single month. Most people call it DCA. I don't think it's known as DCA because it's just going into stable coins. I like buying dips. I like timing my entries and exits because I think it's actually better in crypto than DCA, but that's a whole video in and of itself. So again, on this upcoming Sunday, if the portfolio value is still $1,881, I will be depositing another $19 of cash to ensure that I always have dry powder ready to deploy if we get a crash, right? That's how I manage my portfolio. It's the safest way to go about it. Second coin on this list is ICP, the Internet Computer Protocol. This one is one of my bread and butter plays for me. My cost basis is down at $4 per coin for this thing, and I think it's headed upwards of $100 per coin. So I have my 25 ICP, which I'm just gonna let ride. I'm just gonna let that ride, and hopefully it can provide some stability in my portfolio, some stable coins. Not actually a stable coin, but you get what I'm saying. Most people use Bitcoin for their stability, where I don't think Bitcoin is going to help me get to my 100x portfolio challenge. You know, I don't think it's going to be there, so I don't have any Bitcoin in the portfolio. But we'll touch on what I want to add in a little bit here. Next up is Kaspa. Kaspa's made us 250%, which has been beautiful. Beautiful gains on Kaspa. Absolutely no complaining about that one. Only have $100 in the portfolio right now, and I think Kaspa is one of those ones that I really would like to add more of right now at that 10-cent threshold. It unfortunately makes me feel foolish for having taken some profits at these lower levels because I'm going to be buying a little bit higher, but that's the risk that you play, right? If you're going to try and time it in and out, it's not always going to work out perfectly. So just being transparent with you guys, I kind of fucked up with that one. Kaspa, I really should not have taken profits on if I'm going to add back here at 10 cents. But reanalyzing it, I do think that Kaspa is going to be a really, really successful coin going into this bull market, especially because of the Bitcoin ETF. But we've touched on that on the live streams. So let me know if you remember my rationality behind Kaspa. Let me know down below, because a lot of people like it, but I think I have a unique outlook on Kaspa. Up next, we have Genome's DAO. Genome's DAO is currently one of the only positions I'm down on. Down 27%, which is kind of shitty to be down that much on a decentralized science play, which I've been talking about for so long. I should have added it into the portfolio when I first started talking about it on my channel, but unfortunately I did not. And during this last correction that we've had in the market is when I've been adding some to the portfolio, but now it looks like I'm losing money on the play. Genome's DAO is one of the highest conviction DeSci plays that I have personally. I think that they're doing a phenomenal job, and I'm willing to continue to add to this, to be completely honest. Next coin up, we have VitaDAO. VitaDAO is another decentralized science play. Most of the coins in this portfolio you'll see fall underneath three categories. There's really only three things that I'm paying attention to as far as this portfolio, because I think there's three sectors or three narratives that are really going to help me with that 100x. VitaDAO is the first ever decentralized science DAO. It's the largest, and I think it has the most room to go. I think VitaDAO will hit a $1 billion market cap, me personally, and I want to be a part of that. Next one up on this, I also think will hit a $1 billion market cap. That is Research Coin. Research Coin, I'm down 20% on. I literally could quadruple this position, and I think that I could single-handedly put every single dollar of the portfolio into Research Coin, and I think it will outperform everything else that I could pick. My only concern is that that's not risk safe. My risk index for the portfolio would go through the roof, and I don't want to do that because I'm showcasing everything to you guys. It's never smart to put all your eggs in one basket, but if you just look at ResearchCoin just for a second, it's got a $23 million market cap. I think it's going to $1 billion plus. It's Brian Armstrong's thought child. ResearchCoin, I think, is literally an easy dub, which I should put my money where my mouth is, buy the dip. I've only got $62 worth of ResearchCoin in the portfolio right now. On to the next coin up. You ready? Next one up is Vector Space Biosciences, VXV. They are a more established DeSci play, and they're more well-rounded. They've been out for a very long time. They're literally sending humans to space, and believe it or not, we're actually on par for either this year, 2024, or 2025 to start the foundation of a lunar base. And VXV is likely going to play some role in that because they do experiments in space to see how humans react to microgravity. That's all the coins I currently hold in the portfolio. You'll notice that I'm missing some coins that were there from last month's update. That's because I sold them. I took profits on them. I'm done with them. I wanted that cash. I wanted that free up some of that cash, which I did right before the ETF was launching, right? So I started taking aggressive profits right here, right into the ETF launch, because I felt that it was clear as day that the ETF launch was going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. Not just because everything's always buy the rumor, sell the news, but their fundamental reasons for the ETF being put on the market. I knew that the price was going to come down afterwards. It was not going to go right up. Long term, it's wildly bullish for Bitcoin, right? We all agree on that. We all understand how it's long-term bullish, but short-term, the ETF was bearish. I took some profits, and it looks like that was it. From the charts right now, it looks like that could have been it, and it's time to be deploying that cash that I have. So what did I take profits on? Well, I took profits on Hello Labs, which we got a 76% gain on. I added and then added again. I also took profits on HBAR, which we got a 72% gain on. I took profits on Quant, which was a 21% gain. And then I took profits on Saucer Swap, which is the leading DEX on top of HBAR. And that was a 400% gain. I'm satisfied with these. I think that I could do better with my money than having them in these 4 coins for the remainder of the market. Saucer Swap was the only one that was like a home run. 400%, I'll take that. The rest, I didn't lose money, so I'll count it as a dub, but it was really just me cashing up. Now, what are the coins that I am anticipating purchasing moving into this next month, the month of February? Really, I want to hyper-fixate on 3 narratives, okay? And so I'm going to be adding coins that encompass those 3 narratives. The first one up is decentralized science. I want half of my portfolio to be in decentralized science. That's where my personal conviction level stands for this sector. I understand most people don't have that same level of conviction. Most people also don't have experience in the industry. So I understand that. Go where your conviction is. Whatever makes the most sense for you so you can sleep at night. For me, I feel very comfortable doing something like that, having 50% of my portfolio in this one sector. I know that not everyone should do that, so just don't follow exactly with what I do there, right? The second sector is decentralized physical infrastructure. So things like Helium, things like Render, things like the coin that I kind of want to add to the portfolio, Chlor.ai. That's a Render competitor, which is significantly smaller. Chlor.ai. It is down 5% on the day. It's got a $27 million market cap. So again, it's in line for that 100x of the portfolio. I can't be buying things with billion-dollar market caps expecting it to 100x my portfolio, especially when I already have ICP. ICP is not going to 100x. I know that, but it's going to give me that stability. I don't need more ICPs in my portfolio. I need more Chlors in my portfolio. So this is one I'm probably going to be adding. Another one that I expect to be adding is ORDS, Swap. Again, this is a $17 million market cap. This is part of the Bitcoin ecosystem, right? This is part of the scalability of Bitcoin, part of building out decentralized finance on top of Bitcoin. So the ethos behind this is that Bitcoin ETF just got approved. Billions of dollars flows into Bitcoin. People want to use their Bitcoin for yield. They don't want to sell and go into Ethereum. They don't want to wrap it and bridge it to Ethereum because that introduces risk. They want to actually stay on Bitcoin's ecosystem and be able to use their assets, their digital assets. Things like OrdiSwap enable that. So I'm also out there farming some airdrops, but for the purposes of this portfolio, I'm just giving you 1 or 2 examples. OrdiSwap, I think, will do very, very well. Clore AI, I think, will do very well for decentralized physical infrastructure. But there's also the Grass airdrop that I'm literally farming, and like constantly earning more and more tokens for this, which I'll put a link to this, a referral link in the description of this video. Be cautious with it though, because I am selling my data in order to train large language models with this. So know that you are in fact selling your data, but that's what the entire narrative behind DPIN is, decentralized physical infrastructure. I have this whole computer set up here and I'm constantly doing things, generating data. That data is valuable and I can sell that data and earn cryptocurrency as a reward. And hopefully as more people do that, the value of that cryptocurrency goes up with time. And then decentralized science, I don't need to explain the ethos behind DeSci to you guys. Y'all already understand that because you've been watching this channel for months. You've been watching the interviews that we have with many of the DeSci founders out there. Let me know, what is in your portfolio that I did not mention here? What is a narrative that you are very passionate about? What is your equivalent to decentralized science? Put it down in the comments below. I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts, and will I succeed or not? You're gonna have to stay tuned. Time's your most valuable asset. I'll see you guys in the next video.